is there really such a thing as a generic form of critical thinking or problem solving? And I think that's not clear at all. What you learn in school is the version that works for school.
Right.
You learn to solve school problems. You learn to be a critical thinker in school ways. You learn to communicate and, do a PowerPoint presentation in front of the class, at the end of the quarter where you did your 5 minutes of work and everyone did their section and you never even met the other members of your work. Okay, if that's how presentations are going to be in the work world, then yes, you're really prepared. There are some like that. They suck. So you learn how to do a shitty presentation. Good job. And it works in some ways for school, I guess. It works to make it easier to grade those people. Now, it's not that somebody couldn't learn something from that, but by and large, within a practice, you're learning how you do things within that practice. So that's one thing. Are those skills, if there are such skills, they are learned in a school way. And then secondly, I don't know if they're really learning them anyway. But to your point, empirically, and we often talk about liberal education in the general sense, like everyone who has a liberal education has those skills. But to your point, if that was true, well, then what do we even need to just hire any liberal arts major?
They're
Clearly,
ready.
They're ready.
Yeah.
They're all the same. They all have those skills. And talking to employers, that is unquestionably false, that people all have those skills or that people believe they all have those skills. So, that doesn't mean nothing's happening in school, but that means that it's just a trope. And that's marketing language, which is fine. Please come to UW. We teach you critical thinking. So it doesn't necessarily mean that those things don't matter and don't exist, but it does mean that they're not necessarily what we're teaching in school, and maybe to the extent that we are, they're not all getting it. So critical thinking, let's say problem solving, for example. You learn to solve particular kinds of problems in school. What an employer, if I'm an employer, I only care about the kinds of problems that I have. I don't need you to solve problems that another company has. I need you to solve my problems. And those are often very specific. So when we talk about communication and critical thinking or problem solving or collaboration, what we mean are the versions that matter to our problems in our organization or in our task or whatever it is you're trying to solve. And so that's why our emphasis on, school to mission mindset, what problem are you solving? Whose problem is it? What does success look like? That's where you start. That's the version. Because sometimes you need one-to-one collaboration. Sometimes you need a big group. Sometimes you need a small group. Sometimes it's a short project, a long project. Sometimes it's written, it's verbal. There is no universal method that you're going to use for everything except the universal method of understanding what problem you're solving.